Broadcasting from Slough. Streaming around the world.
This is Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
Atom Radio. Oh, yeah. Playing the music you want to hear.
The podcast.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
Hello, welcome to episode 148 of the best bits of the Atom Radio Breakfast Show podcast. It is me, Mark Denholm, from the Atom Radio Breakfast Show, guiding you through however many minutes, 12 minutes or so of utter nonsense. But sadly, that is the best we could find from 20 hours of radio. Just the way it works. We are, however, leading into a bank holiday weekend, so at least we can hopefully brighten 12 minutes of your bank holiday weekend. On the way, outrageous complaints, taking the urine, because, well, you may be listening with the family, your missing childhood, a person who absolutely could not take workplace banter. It was National Dog Day on Thursday, so we discussed funny animals, and a lady who, for some strange reason, just could not get into a relationship and went on to marry herself. Of all people. Imagine the arguments there if you disagree with yourself. Settle back, enjoy. Here comes episode 148.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
Today, I want your opinion on... As Brits, we do spend a lot of time complaining about stuff. But this has been shared on I was going to say a parenting website. It's basically a nagging website. A lady took to Mumsnet to share a complaint that she overheard while she was in McDonald's. She was waiting for her food when another woman came in, asked to speak to the manager, and complained that her food had dropped on the floor the previous day and now she wanted a refund. She explained that she got a takeaway and she dropped it on the way home, waving a receipt around, demanding that she was refunded. She also claimed that she had pictures to prove this. Now, let's just get this right. The food was handed to her in McDonald's. She left McDonald's, and at some point in time on the way home, she lost her grip on it and dropped it. I don't know quite how that is McDonald's fault. I have to say, it does go on to say here from the lady who shared this that McDonald's did not give her back her money. So, I ask you today, what is either yours or one that you're aware of, worst complaint that you have ever done, and was it successful on air at atomradio.co.uk? So what have you complained about that's a bit cheeky, a bit outrageous? Was it successful or not on air at atomradio.co.uk?
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
Good morning, Rob. Thank you so much for your honesty. Rob got a brand new phone and bought a case for his brand new phone. Got his brand new phone home, took it out of the box, put it in the case, and then could not hear a thing, and nobody could hear him either. And he wondered what was going on, and he took it back to the shop and complained. The shop then peeled off the cellophane wrapping on the back, which had covered the microphone and the speaker when he put it into his case. Oh no, Rob, how embarrassing for you. I'm guessing that you have not been back since, if I'm honest. But thank you for sharing.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
People have shared online strangely worded signs, by the way. One of them was broken, I have to say. It says, "You are a dog leash," but the other half of it's broken off. I have absolutely no idea just exactly what it's supposed to be. And then another one where they've worded it, follow someone home is what you can actually read, which sounds a bit creepy, obviously, follow someone home. What it actually says, however, is follow traffic rules. Someone is waiting at home for you. But when you just look at what they put up there with a red, amber and green, it just says follow someone home. I mean, if you're driving along at whatever the speed limit is on this road, you're never going to be able to notice the traffic rules is waiting at and for you. You'll just see follow someone home. It looks like they're encouraging you to be a bit creepy, if I'm honest. And also, a shop has advertised a sale with 0% off. What an absolutely fantastic sale that is. I must go there and pick up some absolute bargains.
Mark Denholm.
atomradio.co.uk
7:17 Tuesday morning, Mark Denholm on Atom Radio with the music you want to hear. I'm loving this morning. On the way, Freak Power, turn in, tune in and cop out as we continue the music you want to hear. A COVID worker is sacked after filming himself urinating in a soap dispenser at a primary school used as a test centre.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
We are talking today about things from your childhood that you've either carried on into adulthood or things that you miss greatly. And Morning John still does the football stickers albums every year. Top work, John. Loving your work.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
Morning Mark, who says, Morning Mark, the one thing I miss from my childhood is the ease of access to my friends. When you're a child, you can just go out and knock on your friend's door. Is whoever coming out to play? You can't really do that as an adult, can you? It just doesn't happen as an adult. You kind of plan things, don't you? What are you up to this weekend? Whereas as a child, especially in the holidays, just go out and knock on the door and see if they can come out and play.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
And then this from Leslie. Morning, Leslie. Hit the nail 100% on the head here. Leslie says, I miss the easiness of money as a child. You do virtually nothing and you get your pocket money, and then you go out on a Saturday and you buy some sweets or maybe a magazine or some records or whatever, and you've done virtually nothing and you have no actual outgoings other than what you want to spend. And yet then you reach adulthood and you have to work hard for your money. Then you've got your rent to pay, you've got your mobile phone to pay, you've got your gas, your electric, your water to pay, you've got your car insurance to pay, and all that sort of stuff. And all of a sudden, your money doesn't really go that far. And I just miss the fact that as a child, you just get given your pocket money, it's all yours, and you spend it on whatever you want to spend it on. And do you know what, Leslie? I've never, ever actually thought of that before, but you are 100% true, aren't you? As a child, you just literally get handed once a week some money. Maybe you've tidied your room or whatever, and you've earned it by tidying your room, but you just literally get handed some money, and it's not like you have bills to pay and outgoings to meet. You just literally get to go out and spend that money on whatever you want to spend. And that's very true, Leslie. If only adulthood could be like that, eh?
Mark Denholm.
atomradio.co.uk
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio on a Wednesday morning. It's 14 minutes to 7 o'clock. It is the breakfast show and it is the music you want to hear. That's what we do. Waiter wins unfair dismissal case after boss farted and wafted it towards him. What on earth has the world come to if you seriously win an unfair dismissal case for that? Man up.
Mark Denholm.
atomradio.co.uk
Thank you for your emails today. It's National Dog Day and we've been talking about not just dogs but all pets as well, and the funniest things that your pets have done. I want to go back to when I was a teenager and tell you a funny story about my dog at the time. I had a Labrador. Now, if ever you've had a Labrador, you will know they are amazing dogs. But the one thing with a Labrador is it's eternally a puppy. You go and you choose your puppy and you bring them home at 8 weeks old and you've got this tiny little bundle of joy that's all full of puppiness and everything. And no matter how much you train them or whatever, they grow and they grow bigger and they grow into full-size animals, but they remain mentally puppies. Like, that's what happened with mine anyway. Boisterous and playful and all that, and he was an amazing dog. But anyway, I thought it was a clever idea to teach him to pick up the phone. Okay, now you imagine back in the day when I was a teenager, we actually had house phones that you picked up and spoke into rather than just mobile phones that you press a button. We actually had a house phone that you picked up and spoke into. And I taught him on command to answer the phone and put it down and then bark, so you'd know to come and answer the phone, right? And I thought that's very, very clever, and I was so proud of him. Until then, I discovered the downside to that was that I taught him to answer the phone on command. However, he then worked out when there was no one at home, that he should still answer the phone anyway. So he'd pick up the phone, put it down, and just bark. And then obviously that stopped it going to the answer phone, and anyone else that wanted to get through couldn't get through because the phone was off the hook and engaged. So whilst I was very proud of it, it may have been a silly thing to have trained my dog. Anyway, enjoy your National Dog Day today if you are a dog owner.
Mark Denham.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
Heading into the bank holiday weekend, I want to have a bit of fun this morning, and I think this is a bit of fun. A lady in Australia ended her engagement in 2013, so we're going back 8 years ago. She realised marrying her then fiancé would have been a mistake. However, she then decided 8 years later that she would marry herself. She wanted a future of self-love and growth on her own, and this meant taking on a long-term commitment to herself, and a solo wedding was just the way to do it. I'm just imagining it now. Are you with the bride or the bride? And imagine, like, you'd all sit together. You wouldn't need to have an aisle, would you? Or halves or that. Total cost of the wedding was wedding ring, the jewellery, sunflowers and a dress, 49 quid. And then last year it was, she said, I do to herself. And probably then said, I do back, because you have to say it twice, don't you? Once for him, once for her. But anyway, slightly confusing. The reason is that she obviously ended this engagement and couldn't find anybody else to hitch up with. So therefore today, I ask you, what absolutely would be a no-no for you in terms of a partner? What thing would make you think, oh God, no, not for me? On air at atomradio.co.uk with whatever it is, something, you know, about them, something looks-wise or something personality-wise that would make you say, absolutely not, this person is not for me.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
Firstly, I am confused as to how you can marry yourself. I just don't get it. And then, like, you know, when you think, who's giving away the bride to themselves? It's all a very complicated thing. But then if you think about it, this lady said that she couldn't find anyone that she thought was good enough for her. But, you know, some of the emails that we had on that were quite good. Some were genuine, you know, like if you go on a date and all he talks about is himself, yeah, that will probably put an end to any hope of a relationship or whatever. That would dampen that. And then the one that I think as well is the, you know, like the body odor and that. They can't be bothered to look after themselves and this, that and the other. They're clearly not that invested in what's going on, are they? So you just don't know, do you? But anyway, that'll wrap up episode 148 of the Best Bits podcast. As always, cheers for your ears, as we would say to Richard, who is still on holiday in the Welsh Valleys, although he'll be on his way back now. Thank you for checking out episode 148.
Atom Radio. Ooh, yeah. Playing the music you want to hear.
Bank holiday weekend, so this week we'll call it Tuesday to Friday between 6 and 10 on atomradio.co.uk, TuneIn Radio Box, Streamer, Smart Speaker and iTunes Radio. See you in the morning from 6.
AtomRadio.co.uk.